Yeah, you can turn the lights on.
Yes. Yeah, back there.
Yes, recording.
Okay. Good evening. My name is John Mercer, and my presentation today is about the trip I took to Thailand from February 15th to the 22nd of 2023. I basically hit only two small areas in the Phetchaburi Township. I hit Kaeng Krachen National Park and a place along the coast. This is a picture of the locations from my checklist in Thailand, and you can see how I really saw very little of the country. Zooming in, you can see I spent most of my time near Kaeng Krachen, which is supposedly the best national park for birding in Thailand because birds from three zones can show up there, from the China zone, the India zone, and the Sumatran Peninsula zone. I found the Bon Macaw Nature Lodge on the internet and contacted them. They specialized in birding and have a few in-house guides. I got there 7 hours late, thanks to the airlines moving my night flight to morning. This is the lodge I shared with a young Slovenian couple, me on the right, they on the left. First night, I had a guest in my room, a rather large slug who seemed to be too light to use toilet paper. On day one, there's a mix-up with the guides, and they don't have enough. So I get the owner of the Bon Macaw, Egan, who's an expert on wildlife in the area, but has been focusing on reptiles for the last 3 years, so his birding is a little rusty. Still, it's pretty good, just rusty. To help out, I was happy to share my guide, Ian, with the young Slovenian couple, Jurek and Natasha, who shared my chalet. They were going to the high part of Kaeng Krachen for the day. Unfortunately, they had 2 rainy days since December, and this was one of them. Fortunately, not a hard rain, not even enough to don a raincoat. Finally, birds! A black-crested bulbul, a very common bird for the trip, with such a funny hairdo. An ashy drongo. There were several subspecies going from dark to whiteface. This is the nominated subspecies. Thick-billed green pigeons were interesting with blue eye rings and large white bills. Because the weather is iffy and I'm fighting with a new camera, I was lucky to get this golden-fronted leaf bird. This is a square-tailed drongo cuckoo, a black bird that is very difficult to separate from all the other black drongo-type birds that are around. Side view of the square-tailed drongo cuckoo. Unfortunately, the branch is covering part of its face, with the eyes visible, and it appears to be looking at me. Not a great picture, but the sultan tit has a bright yellow top knot that makes it quite distinct. A brightly colored black and red bird is the scarlet minivet, a small warbler-sized bird. This area is noted for the broadbills, and one of the most sought-after ones is the long-tailed broadbill, a very colorful bird, as are most broadbills. This area is noted not only for the birds, but also some animals, like monkeys. We ran into a mixed group of monkeys picking fruit off the trees. This one being a dusky langur, also called a dusky leaf monkey. Front view of the dusky is very cute. This is an adult. The adult dusky is black and the kids are tan. Obviously, that large tan thing behind it isn't its child. Instead, it's a large gibbon. A large gibbon is considered endangered, so we were lucky to see these. Flavescent bulbul, one of 43 different bulbuls found in Thailand. They're quite challenging. Ian would tell me, "You saw such and such, I'd take a picture, and then I'd try to mush them up." None of the guys were good at swifts and swallows. Just not sexy enough, I guess. Identification was made more challenging because my camera doesn't like to find birds in flight. Fortunately, I caught this one and Merlin ID'd it as Asian palm swift. There are around 37 types of warblers, many looking very similar, but I did not get many of them. One I did get was the yellow-browed warbler. Here at home, if you see a leaf bird, it means we mistook a leaf for a bird. You can't do that in Thailand. They actually have leaf birds. This, like this beautiful orange-bellied leaf bird. Yes, it looks yellow to me too, but the black mask makes this a male orange-bellied leaf bird. The bird hanging parrot is aptly named. It spends its day hanging upside down in the trees, eating fruit. It was the only hanging parrot we saw. Another one, rat is differentiated from the yellow bird with very plain back and wings. Europe spotted this crested serpent eagle as we drove by. I saw very few raptors on this trip, and this was one of the only ones in this area, although I did see several of them. This gray wagtail was greeting at all the cars as they crossed the first street going down. Hop up on the windshield, peck away. I don't know if this will work. Probably not. But this is supposed to be a video of attacking the windshield. My speculation was that they figured out there were bugs on the windshield and was cleaning them off. But I don't know, maybe it's just crazy. We got back to Bangkok for a beautiful sunset. Day 2, I had one of the 2 guides for the whole day. But there was a guy from DC who was leaving after lunch, and I decided to share the guide's song. We did the lower section around the campgrounds, then came back to Bangkok for lunch. Then I went back out with a song more birding by the streams. Rob had been in Thailand many times and knew his stuff. We kept the eBird list for the morning, and it was embarrassing to go through it and delete a bunch of stuff he saw or heard. I didn't see it, and I don't count bird birds unless I've seen them first. Pied hornbills in flight, one of several hornbills. Pied hornbills were numerous. This one flying so close that even the camera could find it. In the same area, we had round rusty cheek hornbills. One of the birds people come to this area to get because they are not common, only found in 5 places in Thailand and are considered near threatened. Then added on, 4 great hornbills showed up. Put on quite a show. Close up the great hornbill and striking color with black, white, and yellow coloration. Up against the brown hornbill, you can see why I call it a great hornbill. It's almost twice as large. Common bird is a red wattled lapwing. Unfortunately, one of the days we were driving the park, we hit one of them, so I guess it's a good thing they're common. In one tree was a green-billed malkoa and a green-eared barbet. The malkoa is in the cuckoo family. It's quite large. It's about 22 inches long. The green-eared barbet is also fairly large, and they are the most common barbet I've found. This is another subspecies of the ashy drum, the Chinese white-faced. This bird has a large white area on the face with the feathers are just gray. Not a light bird, black-crowned night herons can be found almost every continent of the world except Australia and Antarctica. The little egret is the old world bird of our snow egret, right down to the yellow feet. Basically, the fact that they look identical, but they're still considered separate species. We stumbled across this common kulang, which despite its name is a bird of concern in Thailand. Apparently, because most of the miners in the pet trade came from Thailand, they are now scarce. We found this pied hornbill, and if you look closely, it has a large seed in its mouth. This is a male. The female has been cemented into the tree. He is feeding her by dropping food down the hole. A lousy picture of one of the few raptors, the black-thighed falconet, a tiny bird, only about 5.5 inches tall. As we moved from one location to another, we saw this large water monitor. It's probably 5 feet long. When we stopped at the middle campsite for a pit stop, some birders were all excited to get the Hainan blue flycatcher, the only blue flycatcher with a blue breast. This is the absolute southern extreme that this bird can be found. Also, there was a much more plentiful common tail bird. The male white shaman is very beautiful. It's hard not to keep taking pictures of these guys, and you will seem to be progressed. The only pit we saw was in the campground, and I was lucky enough to get a picture of it. The olive. There are two types of tailor bird. This one is the dark-necked tailor bird. You can just see the black band at the neck, which is its name. The female blue flycatchers are very similar and hard to separate, but the tawny color drops lower on her breast, and a little bit of white on her throat makes her a hill blue flycatcher. Another green barbette. This one working on a hole in the tree. You can see the shavings fly. They are cavity nesters, so it is probably building a nest. The blue bearded bee-eater is a surprisingly large bird, about 13 inches tall, and the largest bee-eaters in this area. Quite a striking bird. This was unfortunately the only one we saw. We went back to Bangkok for lunch and allowed Rob to go to the airport. While there, I birded at Lake area before Song and I headed out for an afternoon of birding. The yellow-billed whistling thrush liked to hang out at the dining area, hopping up to the table to peck at the bananas that were sitting there. You can see some of the peck marks on these homegrown bananas. They grow them in the farm on the property. I put a toothpick next to them to show that they're much smaller than our bananas and slightly sweeter. While out wandering around, I caught this Malaysian or Sunda-eyed fantail, which is supposed to be common, but this was the only one I saw, and I misidentified it until I got home and looked at the picture. After lunch, Song and I went out to do the middle or stream sections. There are 3 streams that come down across the roads. Butterflies congregate and die there to get salts from the stream because elephants pee in the stream and produce salts. Despite the fact that I saw someone else got a picture of black panther and tigers roam the park, the butterflies must be extremely dangerous in Thailand, according to this sign by the stream. Maybe they're man-eating butterflies. We bumped into another group of large gators just blazing around the trees. We then found a greater yellowneck, one of the kinds of woodpeckers found in Thailand. And then we saw a leopard. We got out of the car and crouched behind the guardrail, hoping to get in the path. The monkeys could see it, while making quite a racket, and we didn't see it. Again, when we finally gave up on the leopard, we climbed up the hill, through a bunch of brambles to find these black and red broadbills. The broadbills are mostly insectivorous or carnivorous and will eat lizards and frogs. They build purse-shaped nests with tails of fibers hanging from them to disguise them as just trash in the tree. The only owls I saw were Asian barred owlets, small owls that the guides use their calls to attract other birds, very similar to our sawdust owl in size and sound. Day 3, I finally got to explore the Nature Lodge area. I wanted to do that the first day, but the plane was late, so instead of arriving before lunch, I arrived after dark. One spot I stopped was up the hill at Ant X Lookout, where I got this picture. Zooming in, they actually have a little log made out of bushes from the farm. You can only see this from Ant X Lookout. Among the many birds I found was the juvenile black-naped oriole, the East Asian subspecies, in case they ever split from the Sunda black-naped oriole, which is duller and less streaky. Near the lake, a purple heron, smaller than the gray, which is similar to birds. Gray is similar to our great blue. Asian brown flycatchers are very common, but you have to be careful because there are several very similar looking birds that were also there. This eye-rating helps with the idea in this. There are several types of drones, the hair crested being probably the one I saw the most. You really can't see the hair crest, but the tail not moving forward, but swoops to the side identifies this bird. The greater racket-tailed bronco, of course, has a racket tail, similar to a mountain, but a larger bird, and has a crest of feathers above its beak. Somehow I caught this Oriental magpie robin in flight. You can really see her white outer tail feathers. Then, when she is oppressed, it is much harder to see the tail feathers. She is rather plain looking. This bird really fooled me. The tail looks more forked than I expected. For a hair crested, the tail doesn't swoop. Both Merlin, eye naturalist, and the guys at Bird Forum all say hair crested, so I guess I have to go with that as my ID. They have several different types of mines in Thailand. This being vinous crested. Vinous meaning resembling wine. But it must be a pretty neat wine they named this bird after. Off in the distance, another cuckoo type, the Asian koal. This one, a female. I could hear this bird everywhere. It's a very distinctive call that says its name. But this was the only one I saw. Fortunately, once I saw her, I could start adding the herd ones to my eBird. Another very pretty starling, Siamese pied, much prettier than the Eurasian starlings we got. They were building a nest in the farm garden. A very quick look at a yellow-vented bulbul. Not a great picture, but enough to identify. Another non-life bird, ubiquitous barn swallow. Here is the male-oriented magpie robin, a little bit handsomer looking than the female. Apparently, in this area, this would be the musicus subspecies, which is slightly glossier than the nominated subspecies. Another warbler. Their warblers are not as colorful as ours, but clear breast, two wing bars, easy to see in this picture, make this a two-barber. In the garden, a male pointed cuckoo. These birds are much smaller than most others. A sooty-headed bulbul, southern subspecies, as opposed to the northern, which has a reddish undertail coat instead of yellow. Streak-eared bulbuls were everywhere. Kind of plain looking, but streaking under the eyes and the ear area. As an actor, they have rollers, fairly large and colorful birds. Almost every time I saw a crow flying in the distance, it turned out to be an invasive Chinese roller. Surprisingly large and attractive bird. He was a distant one in a tree. A nice close-up of the yellow-billed whistling thrush. The other subspecies that can be found in Thailand is the black-billed whistling thrush, but it is found only in northern Thailand. The gray-headed canary flycatcher does have a yellowish body, but I'm not sure if that is the canary flycatcher or because it looks like a canary. No, DNA study now puts these birds close to the tit family instead of flycatcher. The comet Iora was one of the common birds I was supposed to get and thought I missed until I looked at the pictures and found this one. This male is in the libby subspecies, which is prevalent in the Mercer area. A really small monitor lizard, possibly a tree monitor, trying to hide from the cleft of the trunk of the tree. It's only about 1 foot long. But the bronze front is a small photographs and has moderately forked tail with black that has a deep forked tail. But the bronze are also shiny. This tiny little lizard, maybe 5 inches long, is an oriental forest. Ashy wood swallows are not swallows. Although they look like swallows, they're actually in the shrike. Actually, as far as eBird is concerned, this is just another Asian brown flycatcher. All the brown flycatchers, just Asian brown. But this subspecies has a streaky vest. It is a very similar Siberian or dark side of the flycatcher, but it has barring. A close look, oddly posed tutorial. I chased this guy around for a while until I could get this picture. He wasn't very cooperative. Another species that I chased around for some time was this olive black sunbird. I kept thinking, I had a new type of sunbird until I realized I had a female, male, and breeding, and an eclipse man. Of the 4 possible sunbirds in this area, this was the only sunbird. My friend, the yellow-billed whistling thrush, really attractive, even hiding as it is. More hair-crested rongos. The one I saw most frequently, but notice this one has a flat tail that doesn't swoop. It'd be so much easier to identify birds if they show all their characteristics all the time. I even had Paul Early, the hoopoo. He loved that name, up he pops. In Africa, I had this in Africa poem. I was excited to see it here because I can't recall if I had it on any list or had it in picture. Now, some other birds told me to go around the corner of the property and a bronze musicana could be found. Sure enough, there it was. Juvenile black brown night hare. A better picture of the black-headed oriole this time. Again, it's the man. One of many butterflies. It looks like a monarch, but it is a common tiger. A great black-tailed robin. You can really see black tail. This male white lump shottle was super cooperative, allowing me to get close and close. In fact, so close, this picture is side view. Really difficult to get just two pictures. I had so many good ones. A better look at green-billed Malcoa with its red seam around the side. Greater minds are the starling band, numerous there as starlings are here. You can tell this is a great miner by the fancy crest at the base of the leaf. Chinese pond hare also do this. We would let you get fairly close. This one flew right over there. As I said earlier, the little egrets is like our snowy, but doing some research, the lures of the little are greenish, where the snowy has yellow lures. Oddly, crows are quite scarce in Thailand. I saw crows only once, and it was two large-billed crows that flew by as I was walking over. Another sheep-eared bull, very common and cooperative. So I have lots of pictures of these guys. The Chinese pond hare on the lawn. I could walk very close and they would swoop, but then they would flew away. Not close was a white-throated kingfish. Ian told me that if I had walked a little further down the street to Lodge and turned it towards the lake, there was a roost there. But I missed it. The bronze Phetchaburi was up and walking around. Unfortunately, the huge feet do not show up on this picture. They're moving, so they are lower. As an extra source of income, farmers set up hives with dangling vines and water holes and charge birders to use them. Today I was doing the hide birding in the morning along the season's high. Before I headed out, this gray-headed woodpecker was moving about the lodge area, so I chased it around until I get a halfway decent picture. At some point, Lone Sin comes out, fills the water feature, throws out a bunch of seeds, and the birds hear what's essentially the dinner bells start showing up. Birds are close. Photography is spectacular. Pilled flycatcher, male. You just need to go by the arms how low. Separate various blue flycatchers. This handbill is male black-naped monarch. It is like the blue-billed flycatcher. It, like the blue, which are only about 5.5 inches long. In other words, about an inch smaller than the top of it. An appropriately named gray-capped emerald dove, about the size of a mourning dove, but much taller. Other animals are attracted to the water. Here, Southeast Asian shepherd king, also known as a mouse. At about 18 inches long, they are the smallest hoofed mammals in the world. The female white-rumped shaman is not quite as tall as a bow, but still a striking bird. As this one picked up something to eat, you can see the white rump that goes about halfway up the back. Another flavorful, similar to the streak deer, but with yellow streaks up the throat. This is the striped throated bull. Here's the streak deer again for comparison, not quite as tall. Amongst the other rooms were several Himalayan striped squirrels, cute chipmunk-looking squirrels. In Thailand, we count roosters as night birds. Since the red jungle fowl is the bird that our chickens come from, and is still a wild bird. It sounds and acts just like our rooster. It is a very picturesque dog. A barred-back partridge showed up with a jungle fowl. This area has several different types of partridge-type birds. A more affordable view of the black-necked marlin. The birds kept coming back and forth so hard to live fish. A troop of 7 greater necklace laughing thrush kept showing up. I assume they're the same birds because always 7. Bronze rumble. Why is called bronze rumble? I cannot figure it out. It looks black to me. And a really cool bird, a racket-tailed treaty. This bird is much more common than the ratchet-tailed treaty. Another great cat and a dove. This one is a female, not as much gray on the cat. Second type of partridge, the scaly-breasted partridge. Tough to see the scaly-breasted in this thing. It's hard not to take pictures of the racket-tailed treaty. It's such an interesting looking bird. So here you get one on the ground, even though they are supposed to never feed on the ground. Possibly it's going for a drink. It didn't bathe. Another type of dove, a spotted dove, very common but distinctive, with its black and white spotted neck. The streak-eared bull again, I told you that. A different one, the northern tree shrew. Now, this is black-necked monarch. Not quite as colorful, but still attractive. Gray-billed squirrels were everywhere and fun to watch them go around. Front view of the striped-throated bull, quite striking with these yellow stripes on its throat. Side view of the scaly-breasted partridge showing the scaly breast that gives it its name. This picture also illustrates its other name, the green-legged partridge. Butterflies also visited. The large Assyrian was interesting. It looks just like a dead leaf. Can you see it? Does that help? Mrs. Gray Cat Love is back giving more frontal. The bar-back partridge again. You can really see where the name comes from, the tan and black bars on the back. Now you can see the white rump on Mrs. White Rump Shop. She was so photogenic. Sorry for all the pictures. I just couldn't resist. You can really see how shiny the bronze Durango is. Unfortunately, I didn't get any black Durangos to show as reference, but they are larger with more fork-tail. Possibly with the brownish wash on the wing is where the bronze comes. Really nice picture of the black-crested bull. These guys were so common, I sort of forgot to take pictures after a while. I'm glad I took this one. It was a really nice picture. Tiny Asian Lumuyas climbed up part of the waterfall trying to get something to eat. After seeing the same birds over and over, I stopped taking butterfly pictures. Here, a very pretty butterfly with the green commodore. Then a common yeoman, similar to our spangled fritillary. A red-spotted duke, named for the tiny red spot on its wings. Now it's back to Mama for lunch and then off to Bird's High. You can see that Bird's High, about 100 feet up the path, is right in the farm. This freshly plowed field is with rocks and soils. I'm sure he can use the extra income. But the farm owner is named Bird, so this is Bird High. At this high, some new birds showed up, white-crested latins, a little smaller than the greater necklace, quite striking. This plain Jane is brown-cheeked with that, a titmouse-sized bird, not closely to the fly pictures, but closer to the laughing species for the back. Oh, here it is again, a racket-tailed treaty. I really love the look on his face. It seems so innocent with that wide blue eye. You would never guess they are in the organ families like crows and jays. Now, as a friend, all of the sources say this is a black crow unless seen in good light. Guess I did not like it. It looked green to me. Speaking of green, close green near Barbette. Four dudes seem to have a problem with his beak. The top is gone. It doesn't seem to affect it, although it's possible that it is only survived because of feeding the hollow. As usual, red jumblefowl showed up, always a male with a harem of females. Here's the female. She doesn't look as much like our domestic chickens do. The Kaeng pheasant was exciting to see. It is the bird on the cover of the Thailand bird. Interestingly, this guy has red legs, but the book says they have green legs. Maybe it's a breeding season thing. The females that are with him are definitely village, and they also show the black and white breast pattern that differentiates the preferred subspecies from the lineatus. Plus, lineatus is found in North and East Thailand, whereas the preferred is found in Western Thailand or Iowa. A better female red junglefowl. Rather interested in looking at close inspection. This ragged-tailed tree was slightly backlit, and I was surprised to see the tail and backlit large. They were fascinating birds. One last visit of the white-crested laughing thrush. My son had a flash from my camera, so I hired Saul to do a nocturnal walk with me. I didn't know the flash would work before I knew it. Oh, amazing! It worked! It worked great! So good that he had set it extra bright because he liked the bounce. And I had to pull all of the pictures back 3 f-stops to make them not washed out. Except for the eyes, you would not know this was a flash picture. Saul was terrific, shining his flashlight back and forth and stopping when he saw something. I guess he used it. How he found these birds, I don't know. Here, a pair of common tailor birds huddled up for the night. A second barred owlet with spooky glowing eyes. A yellow-browed woman tucked into the night. I was delighted with the quality of the pictures. So detailed. High in the tree, Saul spotted a snake, which apparently is a painted bronze. The white arrow shows it points to its head. It looks like 2 snakes, but its body goes down, turns back on itself, and its tail is next to its head where the yellow arrow points. Finally, a black bongo. I think this is the only one I saw for the trip, and unfortunately, you really cannot see the deep fork tail. The next day, they gave me a driver for the day. He took me to the coast to look at shorebirds with Mr. Kaeng, while I birded the driver slept. Our first stop was what I would call a salt mine. They fill these sections with water, use a rolling machine to press the water out, then come back and scrape the salt into the big pile. Shorebirds love these muddy dice. First, some black-winged stilts, very similar to our black neck stilt, but without black necks. And a solitary one feeding the salt. Off in the distance, the group was spot-billed pelicans, the only pelicans I saw on the trip. One we have at home, a bowbill tern, which were plumage. Mr. Kaeng was an interesting character. He couldn't speak English, so his daughter joined us at first to translate. He could ID the birds, but originally told me we had milky squirrels. All I could find were pygmy squirrels. They were flying back and forth and quite large. Now, two even closer, going the other direction. Attractive in an odd sort of way, with black and white body, yellow bill, and red face. I'm here for the spoon-billed sandpipers. So Mr. Kaeng immediately went to a spot and said, "There it is!" Unfortunately, not close. I really never got a good look at the bill. But the yellow leg tag was away. A great eagle, apparently the same species as our great eagles, real rural travelers. Another distant look at the spoonbill again, most easily identified by the yellow leg tag. They have 3 cormorants here, the great, the little, and the Indian. I never got a great, but this is an Indian by the larger bill and lighter body. Oh boy, sandpipers in winter plumage, what a treat. And to make it worse, not the ones we get at home. It was a real challenge trying to identify them. This being a marsh sandpiper. Of how many kites we bought. They are somewhat common in the shore area, quite striking birds. Our friend the little egret is common at shore, with many tucked in with all the other shorebirds. This one is in breeding plumage, long streamers on its head. This bird is called the gray plover in this area. There's just a wintering black-bellied plover at home, another world-traveling bird. The only type of gull I saw, the brown-headed gull in its winter plumage. Mr. Yang kept pointing out different terns which I would then try to photograph. All I got were basically whiskered terns and little terns. This being a whiskered tern. There were times I wondered if Mr. Yang really knew his birds or was faking. He either got a lot wrong or I would focus on the wrong bird. Anyhow, we have another painted stork coming in early. Here's a nice close-up of great egret and intermediate egret. You might say, how do you know it isn't a little egret? You can't see the feet. Well, because next to them was a little egret. You can really see the size of the branch. A little out of focus, but common red shanks, appropriately named because of its red legs or shanks. Here, the common green shank. Amazing to see the green legs. A close-up of the painted stork. You can see some red on the hind area and start to appreciate why they're called painted storks. A gray heron, which is equivalent to our gray blue heron, slightly smaller with cleaner grays and whites. When one of these shows up in the U.S., it can be a challenge to separate the gray blue heron. A better look, lighter breasted Indian cormorant. Note also the length of the bill. With that thin, downward bent bill, this is a broad-billed sandpiper. The crooked bill really makes its bird stand out. There are two kinds of red and green shanks, common and spotted. The upturned bill on them makes the green shank common. The white over the eye makes the red shank spotted. Here comes the painted stork again, flying by even closer now. Again, the crooked bill makes the broad-billed sandpiper easy to pick out. The sand over is lesser versus greater because the neck stripe does not go very far around the neck. The greater neck stripe extends further around the neck. As usual, no one could ID the swifts flying around. Fortunately, I got a decent picture of this one. Between Merlin and Hyannis, they ID'd as a Himalayan swift. After lunch, we took a boat ride to the Sansa for additional bourbon. Going past the place, I was interested in all the colorful boats and wondering which one was ours. Oh, my boat, not as fancy as the others, but I guess for one person, this is big enough. Just Mr. Yang and me, plus the small boat allowed us to get closer to shore. We had to wade ashore, but then I wore my pants and their legs zipped off. On the boat ride out, another close great egret. In the trees, a group of flying hawks, large blue bats. Once we got ashore and anchored, more shore. A not very exciting sandboarding. Little terns are on the beach amongst all the trash. Is it just me or did it seem the poor of the places trashier than people? The sand spit did produce new birds like the Malaysian plover, a male sitting along the beach. Kentish plover, a non-breeding adult. We had many of these on the beach. The female Malaysian plover, her breastband is brown, not black. Whiskered terns flew by, so I got a couple of decent pictures. Wings up, wings down, side view. Not the greatest picture, but a different sandpiper, the terrace, easily identified by the long upturned bill and its yellow legs. The common sandpiper looks very similar to our winter plumage spotted sandpiper, even to the white flash going up from the belly in front of the wings. A pair of Malaysian plovers, male with black band on the left, female with pale band on the right. Another Kentish. Note the steep forehead, Mr. DeYang kept pointing out white-faced plovers. I kept taking pictures of vintage. The steep forehead being the differentiator. Either he was wrong or I just kept shooting the wrong bird. Finally, a little corner. No, much darker all over, shorter bill, and cute lines around the eye. On the boat ride past, I spotted a pile of kingfisher on the railing of the walkway and went out to the mangroves. And a real nice looking wimble also on the rail. A Rahami kite popped out and put on quite a show. Top view, underside view, and a side view. After the boat ride, we took a short walk to a pond behind his place, where rarity Chinese egret. The Chinese egret looks very much like Little, and as a matter of fact, we originally misidentified Little as Chinese. The difference is the legs are greenish, as is the bill, which both would be black in the Little egret. We then went to a new location with some shallow ponds and got new birds like the Timonic sting. Here, feeding the mud sticking up in the pond. This was the bird we were after in these ponds, a little ring plover, similar to our safe pond plover, but a little smaller and with an orange around the eye. Redneck stings, very easily confused with the spoon-billed sandpiper whose plumage is almost identical, except the bill obviously is not spoon-shaped. This long-toed stink put its leg up just enough for us to see the long toes. Now, why this is a stink, not a sandpiper, I don't know. We also have several Pacific golden plover. The long greenish legs and medium-like bill makes this a wood sandpiper. The last day, and I'm supposed to leave at noon, but because I really didn't see the branches of the tree, they moved my cab at 6 p.m. and I'm so glad they did. This time plays an important role in the day. This time I had the best out. Yeah, and it was amazing. Right away, greater feedback and common feedback. Here we are by the area of high hornbill nest again, and he's still feeding the female. A real close and in the open serpent-crested eagle yield a nice fish. We heard Asian fairy bluebirds everywhere, but I finally got a look at the picture. Well, not a good picture. They're always way at the tops of trees. A new type of bull, the southern mountain bull, which is, I believe, mostly found in northern Thailand, with Kaeng Krachen being the only place to find it below. Yet, when I passed the birders I had met on the sandspit the day before, and they were parked looking for the tree. Yet, says me, they won't be here to 1 o'clock. Let's go up. We get to the sign I showed you earlier and stop. Who would have guessed the bird might be where the sign says it is? So we call them in, Cat takes a small bamboo flute, says he will blow on it, and the tree people go, yeah, it's near. Toots the flute, and yeah, it is near. Yet then calls me over, 2 are in the bush, 15 feet away. But before I get my bins or get the camera moving, they took off. So he toots the floor and 3 showed up. I'm showing this picture because it really shows the tail. Note the odd tail feather that gives this bird its name. Finally, a good picture. The tail is slightly obscured, but the bird is out and in focus, and I'm delighted. My day is made, and it's only 9 a.m. Everything from now on is gravy. We bumped into the other people later, never got the bird. So for them, go with the good guy. As we were driving along, a pair of crab-eating mongoose crossed the road. Not knowing anything about mongoose, I was surprised how big they were. They're much bigger than raccoons. The body's about 20 inches long, and the tail's about 13 inches. A large hawk cuckoo was another new one, even though all I could get was a shot of it looking at the shoulder. Another right from the golden abbers, so close and so pretty, smallest of all the local abbers, barely 4 inches long, just about the size of our golden brown king. Another look at a very colorful long-tailed garfield. Fascinating. A new one, the yellow-bellied warbler, another small but appropriately named bird. Another like white-brown scimitar babble, named for its scimitar-shaped bill. Butterfly, common wow. The green patch looks like a window, and you think you're seeing holes behind it. It's not. It's just three patches of wing, so it's probably good camouflage. Out in the open, easy to see, spotted this Asian bird. I had Oprah's opals earlier, but this was the best picture one. Unfortunately, still not a good picture. By the stream, we found red-bearded bees, at least two, a male and a female. The pink forehead makes this the male. Not a great angle, but no pink on the face, so this is the female. A new type of butterfly, common albatross, kind of like our clouded cabbage white. Orange breasted trogon with a yellow, not orange breast, thus this is a female. Then this amazing little bird with a big head, with a silver breasted frog. The bird's almost 6.5 inches long, and most of its head. A great slaty woodpecker, very distinctive with its yellow throat. Brand new mammal, stump-tailed macaque, and triple-toed. Summary, I have 179 species of birds over 19 checklist, 166 species for picture, 154 life birds, 148 life pictures. Life list is now, time, 965 species. Life picture, 895 species, which means 92.7% of my life birds I have pictures. Thank you for listening.